Good morning. I think you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
And can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. We can.
Oh, okay. Uh, Today the session is introduction to programming the foundation ID course. Okay. This is a 2-day session for you. And after the session, you can have got some basic idea about the programming. Okay. So this will help you to your improve your computational thinking. Okay, uh, this knowledge of programming and computational thinking skill would be very helpful for you when the, when you solving the problem in the university or day-to-day life. Okay, this is a very important uh, session. Okay, okay. Let's move to the content. Uh, Today, we will discuss about computer programming, algorithms, and flowchart. Okay. And the next day, I will discuss about the coding by using visual coding methods. We use the Scratch platform. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Okay. Uh, uh, what is a computer programming? Is there anyone who can have an idea about the programming? You can tell or you can put the answer in the chat box. So can anyone have an idea about the programming? Okay, okay. Um, Very simply, we can say that the computer programming is the process of writing a set of instructions. Or we can say that we can call it as code uh, to perform a specific task on a computer. If I tell in the other way, uh, we make in the computer do what we want. Okay, this is a basic idea about the programming. Okay, let's discuss about this. Okay, later. Okay. Uh, Look at the scenario. Uh, what is that? What is that scenario? What is the scenario? Okay, okay. This is a you. I think there is no doubt. Okay, this is a scenario in a test drawing. Okay, so what is the basic process of a restaurant? What's the basic process of a restaurant? The basic process is when customer come and order food in a restaurant, then chef and the chef make the ordered food. Okay, then finally ordered food is delivered to the customer. So, uh, but the main process is making food. Okay, how the chef make these food? How made them? Oh, yes, actually, he uh, always follow a food recipe that related to that ordered food. Okay, that's not other food recipe is related to the ordered food. This actually this process sometimes maybe is mind. Okay, but however he uh, follows a food recipe. So what is a food recipe? Food recipe is a set of instruction that describe how to prepare or make food. Okay, is that? idea about recipe. Okay. So we are talking about programming. Then what is the relation between recipe and programming? Can you have some idea? Okay, let's find out. If we turn to the computer, what is the process of the computer? Actually, the computer get inputs from the user. Okay, get inputs, uh, data and instruction as an input, and process this data and computer output to the user uh, as a information, or informations. Okay, so how how does the computer uh, process this data and instruction? Yeah, this computer also has a uh, computer actually CPU. Okay, CPU is a computer. Uh, this computer follows a set of instructions. We can call it as a program. Uh, this set of instruction is called as a program. Then computer follows this program and output the information. Computer use this program to process the input. Okay. Okay. And these computer programs are written using computer languages, and the process of writing a computer program is called as a program. Okay. Do you have any question up to this point? If you have any, you can put them in chat box. Okay. Or you can ask the question. So I think there is no doubt. Let's move to the next slide. Okay. Can you remember that I told you in the previous slide that computer programs are written using computer languages? Okay. Do you know any computer languages? Do you know any? Yes, Python, Java. Okay. There are many more. Okay. There is a uh, uh, many more languages. Okay. Hundreds of languages there. Python, Java, R, C Sharp, or PHP. They use for different purposes. Okay, they use different purposes. But we are not going to discuss them here. Okay, these are the some of the examples of computer languages. Okay. If you turn to the programming, there are several steps to follow when the programming. Okay, these are the steps. First, we need to analyze the problem, and the second one is we have to plan the solution. And there are some methods using here. Okay, we can we will discuss them later. And after this second step, we can start the coding. In this session, we will discuss about these three steps. This first three steps. Okay. Thereafter there are some steps to follow: debugging and documentation. Okay. But we are not going to discuss uh, in this session. We are only discuss up to point 3, coding the program. Okay. The first step is discuss about the step is problem analysis. Okay. When we analyzing a problem, we have to divide the program into smaller segments. Okay. This will make easier to solve the problem. Okay, just like in maths. Okay, the same scenario here. Okay. What is the meaning of analyzing? Analyzing means that identifying the inputs, process, and output of the solving problem. Okay, we have to identify inputs, processes, and the output. Okay, what are the inputs means? What is the meaning of inputs? Input is the raw material that used to solve a problem. Inputs are the what are things that need to solve the problem. Okay, then output is the result. Outputs the result obtained after solving a problem, and the process is converting inputs to the output. Okay, converting inputs to the output means process. Okay, this is a basic idea about the programming problem analysis. Okay, problem analysis. Okay. Look at the example. Consider problem. There's a rectangle. We have to find the area of this rectangle. Okay. What are the things we need to find the area of rectangle? What are the things? Yeah, we need yes, Rajita. We need width and length, or width and width. Okay. Okay, same idea. Okay. We need width and length. This is a input for our problem. Okay. Then how we find the area? How we find the area? We have only width and length. Then how to find the area? What is the process? Yes, we can multiply length and width and assign to the area. Now we can say area is equal to the length by width. Okay. Is that finished now? Is that finished the process? Now we have we solved the problem? Is that finished? Yes, correct. No, we should yes, we have to output the result. Okay, then we have to display area. We have to display the area. Yes, good. We can write the display of anyway. We need to output the result. Okay, we use many ways. Okay. Okay. The second step is planning the solution. When we planning the solution to the problem, we should use an algorithms to show the steps in the solving problem. If I tell in another way, writing algorithm means writing steps that need to solve the problem. And by using this algorithm, we can solve the problem with the plan. Okay, this plan will help you to solve the problem easily. Okay. it make easier the problem solving. Okay. Now we are going to write a simple algorithm. Okay, but before we doing that, we have to get some knowledge about the pre-control structures that using in the algorithms. They are uh, sequence, selection, and the repetition. These are the control structures that using in the algorithm. You don't need to remember them. Okay, just get some idea. Okay. Okay. Uh, we discussed about the algorithms, and there are several methods to represent the algorithm. Okay. First one is we can use flowcharts to flowchart. We can use flowchart diagram to represent the algorithm. This flowchart will help you to understand easily the algorithm. Okay, the next one is we can use pseudocode to represent an algorithm. Actually, we are not going to discuss about the pseudocode here, but just remember, pseudocodes are the pseudocodes are also writing by using simple English, but it can depend from the algorithm. It can consider as a compact and informal high-level description of an algorithm. Okay, and its format is similar to the structure of the high-level programming languages. Okay, as well as Java, C Sharp. Okay, in high-level languages. But pseudocode is not a programming language. Okay. Okay. Now we have to write the projects, and we have to go. So we have to write algorithms, and we have to draw some project. Sorry. Uh, and we use some specific symbols to draw the flowcharts. Okay, these are the standard symbols that using the flowcharts, but you don't need to remember them. In the next slide, I'll discuss the essential symbols that usage and usage of them. Okay. Okay. These are the essential. Okay, these are the essential symbols in when drawing a flowchart. First one is flow line. We use arrows to indicate the flow line, and these flow lines are used to indicate the direction of the data flow. And the second one is terminal. The terminal symbol. We use the rounded rectangle. We use to represent the start and the end of the flowchart. And the third one is um, input and output. Input and output symbol. We use this symbol to represent the indicate the input or output. In the fourth one is we use rectangle to indicate the our arithmetic operation and data manipulation, something like that. Okay, and the last one is the decision box. Use decision box to making when making decision. Okay, these are the basic symbols. Okay. Okay. Let's discuss about the control structures. The first control structure is using the program in algorithm. Okay, algorithm. We can call it as a sequence. If just think the steps in the algorithms are carried out one after the other. Okay, from the beginning to the end in a particular consecutive order. Then you can call it as a called the sequence. There's a sequence in the algorithm. You don't need to remember this definition. Okay, don't need to remember. Um, okay, let's consider the problem. Uh, we have to convert temperature in Celsius to the Fahrenheit. Okay, so we know the equation in the our older classes. Okay, the equation is TF means temperature in Fahrenheit equals to the 905 times C plus 32. This means the temperature in Celsius. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at the algorithm for the solving above question. Okay. This is the algorithm to solve the above problem. First step is we must input the temperature in Celsius. We can name it as a TC, and the second step is TC multiplied by 9. Then the answer divided by 5, and finally last step, fourth step is we have to add the add 32 to the answer. Then finally, essentially we need to output them. Okay, now we can output the temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay, Fahrenheit unit. As you can see, all the steps in the algorithm are performed one after one. Okay, this is the first one. Then uh, perform the second step. Then perform the third step. Then fourth, and finally the uh, output. These steps uh, perform one after other. Okay. However, some steps can be exchanged. Okay, some steps can be exchanged just like step 2 and 3. 2 and 3 can be they can exchange. You can divide by 5 first, or then you can multiply by 9 later. Okay, but uh, it does not affect to the output. Okay, if, if they are exchange, it does not affect to the output. Okay? It should not affect to the output. Okay. This is the algorithm that converts temperature in Celsius to the temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay. This is a you can see this is a flow chart. This is a flow chart that previous algorithm. Uh, we must know any flow chart should be start with the terminal symbol. This is a terminal symbol, and also mm, we need we use the same symbol for end the algorithm. These are the essentials. Okay, these are essential. Uh, so the first step is uh, we must input the temperature in Celsius. Uh, so we use this symbol to indicate the input. Okay, we use this symbol. This is a symbol that we use in the to indicate the input. Okay, the next step is we the process of converting temperature in Celsius to Fahrenheit. We can uh, use this process. Okay, this is the process of the uh, uh, converting temperature. Okay, the finally we need to display the display our write or print or anything. Okay, we need to output temperature in Fahrenheit, and finally flow chart and into uh, terminal symbol. Okay, terminal symbol. We use the flow line, data flow used to indicate flow line. We use arrows to indicate the data flow. And generally, we have in the flow chart, we have dropped from top to the bottom, and the second we all symbols must connect it with arrows, and flow chart start with terminal or processing symbol. Okay, uh, and we discuss in the next algorithm. There's a decision symbol. Uh, decision symbol must have two exit point and one entry point. Okay. Um, our next control structure is selection. Selection using in the algorithm. Okay. When we want make a decision, we have to use the selection. Okay. In here, we test a condition, and if the condition is satisfied, okay, if condition is true, we make a decision, and if not satisfied the condition, we make another decision. Okay, another decision instead of the previous one. Okay, let's move to the question. We need to find student. Okay, we need to find passing exam. If the mark is 35, then how to decide whether the student pass or fails? If the mark pass mark is 35, then how to decide the whether student pass or fail? How to decide? Sorry, sorry. If the pass mark is 35, then how to decide the student passes or fails? Yes, we need to compare. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the algorithm of the previous problem. First step is we need to input the marks of the student. Okay, this is the first step. And if the mark is uh, 35 or more, then this is we checking the condition. Okay, we check the condition. If the student's mark is 35 or more, then we output pass. Then we output pass. Okay, then we output pass. If not, we output fail. This is a algorithm that using the uh, 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 previous solution. Okay. Like was the previous one, you must start every project with the terminal symbol and end with the same. Okay, end with the same. Now, first step is input the marks. Input the marks of student. We can indicate as a M. Okay, input mark equals to M. Okay. Now this is first step. Now here's the difference. Here's the difference. Okay. There is a decision box. Uh, I mentioned before. all the decision box have one entry point and two exit point. One entry point, just like this. One entry point and two exit point. Okay, two exit. These are exit. Okay, these are entry point and these are exit point. We can identify them by the using the arrow direction. Okay. Okay. This we use decision box. And there's condition. We need to check. Uh, we need to check marks with compare with 35. Okay. Uh, if the condition is satisfied, means condition is true, which means value of the mark is greater than or equal to 35. Then the next step is print the pass. Next step is print the pass. Next step is print the pass. If not, which means that the mark is less than that by we input mark is less than 35, then print the fail. It always choose only one decision, okay? Only one decision, depending on the condition. They don't choose the both step, okay? Either pass or fail. Okay. The last control structure, the repetition. If there is one or more step are repeated until the condition is satisfied, we can say that there is a repetition. If there is one or more steps are repeated until a condition is satisfied, we can say that there is a repetition. Okay. Let's look at the problem. Here we need to show the first 5 multiples of a given number. Okay. Let's consider given number is 3. Then we want to obtain first 5 multiples of 3. Okay. These are the 3, 6, 9, 12 and 50. Okay. We know that we can find the first multiple by multiplying 3 and 1. We can find the first multiple by multiplying 3 and 1. The second one, the second multiple, we can obtain by multiplying 3 and 2. Third one, 3 and 3. Fourth one, 3 and 4. Fifth one, 3 and 5. Okay. I think you must have noticed that the number 3 remain the same. Number 3 remain the same, but the multiplier increase by 1 each and every step. Each and every step multiple increase by 1. Okay. Let's look at the algorithm. This is the algorithm, the large one. Okay. First step is we need to input the number that we want the multiple. Okay. And the second step is we need to set multiplier to the 1. Okay. Now we can get the multiple by multiplying the number and the multiplier. As you have seen the before, the multiplier should increase by 1. Is the fifth step. Okay, output. Sorry, the fourth step is output the multiple. Then you need to increase multiplier by 1. Then uh, again uh, calculate the multiple, output the multiple, and increase the multiplier. Okay, just like you can see the same process repeats. These three steps are repeats 5 times. The same steps. Okay, calculate the multiple by multiply number and the multiplier. Then output the multiple and increase the multiplier by 1. These three steps are repeating again and again. Okay, this is okay for now because we have to find 5 multiples. Okay, but just think if we have to find the uh, first hundred of multiples, first thousands of multiples, okay, it would be easy. It would be easy. We have to find just we have to find hundreds of multiples, first hundred of multiple of a given number. It would be easy. Our algorithm must have 1,000 lines. Okay, maybe 1,000 lines. It not be easy. Okay. Okay. As as a solution for this issue, we can write the algorithm like this, uh, just like previous. Okay. Uh, First step is input a number, then set the multiplier to 1. And the third step is calculate the multiple by multiplying a number and multiplier. Then fourth step is need to output the multiple. Then increase multiplier by 1. Increase multiplier by 1 means that we can add the multiplier to 1 to the multiplier, then assign to the multiplier again. Okay. Now we can write as a last step, repeat the steps 3, 4, and 5 until this condition is true. The multiplier is less than or equals to 5, which means that the multiplier is reached to 6. Then the repetition process. These are the repetition process. These three steps are terminates, or these three steps terminates. Okay, if the condition is false. Okay, this is a flow chart that related to the previous. Okay. Okay. Just like the previous, we must start with the terminal symbol, then input the number, use input symbol, and we have a process, the multiplier, we indicate as a m equals to 1. The multiplier set as a 1. Okay. Now there is a decision box again. There is a two inputs terminals, and there is two input this input terminal, input entry, entry point. Okay, this entry point, these are the exit points. Okay. Now we must compare the value of multiplier with the 5. Okay. Uh, if the multiplier is less than or equal to 5, then move to the process that calculating multiple. Okay. I indicate multiple as a p. Now we can see p equals m times n, m into n. Okay. M means multiplier, n means number. Okay. Now we have to print our first multiple, then we need to increase the multiplier. We need to increase multiplier by 1. Okay. Then again check the condition. And now the multiplier is equal to 2 because we increase it by 1. Now the multiplier value is 2. 2 is less than or equal to 5. Then the condition is true. Then again calculate the multiple, then prints, and finally increase by 1. Then the multiplier is equal to 6. Repeat these 3 steps again and again until the condition is false. Okay, until the condition is false. When the condition is false, which means condition we just think when the multiply is equal to 6. 6 is less than or equal to 5. 6 is less than or equal to 5. Less than or equal to 5. No. Yes, no. Then terminate the program. Okay. We discuss about the 3 control structures that using the algorithm. Okay. Now this is our part A. From the plan to the solution, and our we discussed the last step code in the program. Okay. First, we need to design an algorithm. Then we indicate them. We represent them by using algorithm, or we can use the pseudocode, but we don't discuss here. Okay. And finally, we need to code in the program. Actually, we don't use text-based programming language such as Java, C#, okay, like this. We just use block-based programming language. Okay, this is a there we use Scratch platform. Okay, Scratch platform. So now we have to move the coding program. But before we move there, we need some basic knowledge about the programming language. Okay? We have to get some basic knowledge. Okay, there are some rules, something like that. Okay. Any question up to this point? Any question? Is that clear up to this? Okay. I think there is no question. If you have any, you can put them in chat box. Okay. Okay. We know that when we learning language, such as we think foreign language such as English. Okay, when the learning grammar is one of the first things we need to know. Okay, because the grammar is the way we arrange words to the word make proper sentence. Okay? Proper sentence. Just look at the sentences. The dog chased the rabbit. The rabbit chased the dog, and chased the rabbit the dog. Okay. If there is no grammar, we have a problem. The grammar arrange the words to make a proper sentence. Okay. Okay. Like sorry. Likewise in the grammar in human language. Okay. Likewise in the grammar in human language, computer language have syntaxes. Computer language have syntaxes. Syntaxes refers to the rules that define the structure of the language. So, the structure of the language. These syntax are depend on the language. These are different from the language. Okay. If we as we had say in other way, syntax in the programming is the rules that control the structure of the symbols, punctuations, and the word of uh, programming language. Okay. Just look at this example. Look at this example. There is a word printf, and open the bracket, then quotation mark, then there's empty space, then uh, again quotation, double quotation, then close the bracket, then finally there is a semicolon mark. Okay, semicolon. Okay, this is a simple code. Okay, this is a simple code. We don't use text-based program. Just made for example. Okay, this is a simple code that use written in C programming language. C programming language to display this purpose is display a message. Display a message in the screen. Okay. Okay. You can type any message here. Okay. I type Peradani. Okay. With this within the double quotation mark. Then if we execute this code, if we run this code, okay, if we run this code in a computer, computers displays the message. Okay, computer display a message, the same message. Okay, we put here Sri Lanka, the computer prints Sri Lanka. Okay, this is a syntax. This is a syntax. Uh, I think yeah, if you miss a double quotation, or if you miss a bracket, if you miss a miss that semicolon, or otherwise if you misspell that print up, you misspelled as a print. Okay. Is a then computer makes uh, computer occur error. Okay, computer occur error. Is that clear? Is that clear? There's a rules like punctuation mark we use in the program. End of the sentence we use full stop, just like that. Okay, these are the this is a simple example for syntax, just like in the our human language. Okay? If the error occurs, does not get the desired output. Okay? If they don't, it don't print the message here. This every punctuation, every symbol is important. These syntaxes are depend from the depend on the language. Okay? This is the syntax in the C language. Okay, there is a Java. It's different from here. Okay, Java use another syntax, okay? But same purpose. Okay. Now we have to know about the basic elements in a programming language. There are many more elements, okay, but there's a basic one. There's a basic some of the basic one. Okay? In a programming language, we use keywords, variables, data types, operators, and input and outputs. If fail box in the past, like loops and functions, arrays. Yes, okay. I'll discuss some of them. Okay? Some of the important. I'll discuss. No. First, we need to discuss about variables, data types, and the keywords. Uh, does anyone have an idea about the variables? Anyone? Does anyone have an idea about the variables? No one. Just like in the maths, okay? Like in the mathematics. Oh, variables means value that can be changed. Okay, it's okay. Somewhat okay. Unknown term. Okay. Okay. Yes. Variables are used to temporarily store a value. Okay. Used to temporarily store a value in a computer memory. Computer memory. You know the RAM. It is a computer memory. So there are different kinds of variables, and these differences are depending on the data type that uh, uh, data type of that variable. Okay, we have a variable named mark. Okay, this variable name is mark, and its data type is int. Okay, its data type is int. Int means that we can store integer values. You know integer values, integers. Mm, open, open. Integer, okay. Integer. We can store integer values in the this marks variable. Okay, the marks variable we can store integer values. So what are the data types? There are many more. Okay. Uh, these data types decide that what kind of data must store in the variable. Okay. Uh, in the defined variable, we cannot store another type of data, such like we cannot store text here. Okay, we cannot store text here. We can store only numbers. Okay, we can only store not all numbers. We can store only integer numbers, just like 75, 25, 100. Okay, we cannot store uh, uh, decimal numbers. Okay, we cannot store fractional numbers. We can store text. Okay, we can store text here. It's only we can store integer numbers. If you want to store a text, if you want to store a fractional number, then we have to use another type of variable. Okay, this is a syntax of a variable. Okay? This is syntax of variable. And a variable, this is a variable, and its value is 75. We store this data. This data is 75. 75 is stored in a marks variable. This is like a basket. Or this is like basket. We store use baskets to uh, store something. Okay, just like we use these baskets. Okay, these variables to store values or data. Okay, data. Okay. If you want to another type, just like in the kitchen. Okay, we use spices stored in jars. Okay? And liquids like coconut oil, those are stored in bottles. Okay, just like same, huh? Same thing here. Okay. Uh, okay. Then we use the variable name is mark. Okay, mark this variable name. When the naming the variable, there are some conventions. Okay? There are some conventions that those are depends on the language. Okay, those are depends on the language. There are differences. So, especially there is a convention variable names cannot be a keyword. Variable name cannot be a keyword. Uh, what are the keywords? What are the keywords? Keywords. Keywords are the reserved word. Okay? Keywords are the reserved words in the programming language. Okay? Those you don't need to remember any keywords. Okay? These are depending on the language. Okay? These are depending on the language. Just like here, there is an int. You can see int. Int is a keyword. You can you cannot make a variable like int. Data type must be int, okay, but the name cannot be int. Name cannot be a int, okay? Just like this. Sorry. Int 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 equal 55. This is wrong. You can't use this. You can't use keyword as a variable name. Okay, this is a data type. Okay, this is okay. This is because this is data types. Okay, this is a data type. But this is a name. You can't uh, use a keyword as a variable name. It's a variable name. Okay, these are keywords. There are many more. Okay, those are dependent on the languages. Those are dependent on language. But there's sometimes will be same. Okay, these are this is about the variables and data types and the uh, okay. Are there any questions up to this point? Okay, get to the lecture. Okay, the next component uh, is a arrays. We just think of we have to we know variables are used to store values. Okay, to store values. But just think we have to store many values. So store many values of the same type value. So we need a then we need a number of variables that equal to the number of values to be stored. If there are 100 values, then we have to use 100 variables. Okay, we need to use 100 variables. If there are 125 values, then we have to use 125 variables. Okay, we have a million values. We have to use million values. Okay. It would be easy for making the millions of variables. It would be easy. Just think uh, we we have to store marks gained by student in my class for a subject. Okay. For a subject, we have to store marks gained by students in class for a given subject. Okay. If there are 40 students, uh, how much we need to how much variables we need to store that data. If there are 40 students, then how much we need? How much variables we need if there are 40 students? Yes, we need 40 variables. Okay, we need 40 variables to store that student marks for a given subject. Okay, I think you have understood that it is not practical. Okay, not practical. When we have a large number of values, uh, we uh, we cannot make a large number of variables. So it is not practical. For solution that we can use arrays. So we can use arrays. Uh, we can use one array to store many values in the same type. Okay, just like here, there is a variable named mark. Okay, marks. This variable, this is the structure of a variable. Okay, this is the structure of array. Sorry, not variable array. Uh, this is structure of variable. It can store many values. Uh, its name is marks. Uh, like the previous, there is convention in the naming. Okay, we cannot use a keyword as a array name. Okay, keyword as a array name. Okay, and the length is 10. Length means there is a 10 slots. Okay, 10 slots. There is a 10 slots, means that we can store 10 values. We can store 10 values. Okay, we can store 10 values, and we use indicate we use indexes. We use indexes to indicate that element. Okay, element, we use indicate the position of the element. We use okay, uh, we can call this element as a mark variables first index. Okay, zeroth index. Indexes are start from 0. Okay, start our indexes from 0, but this is a first element, but index is 0. The second element is this is second element, but it index is 1, just like that. Okay, there are 10 indexes. Okay, there are 10 indexes, 0 to 9. We can store values. Okay? We can store values. Those are the elements of the mark marks array. Mark array. If we don't use this array, if we have to use 10 variables to store that data, there's not there's a 7 values. Okay? But we have to use 7 variables. But in the one array, we can store many data. It would be a large number. Okay, it would be large number, 1,000, 2,000, and in there's a limit, but there we can store many more. Okay? Thousands of data we can store there. Okay, this is about arrays. Okay, this is about arrays, just like the variables store is used to store many of many data in the computer memory. This variable can hold one data, but arrays can hold many data. Okay, this is the difference. Is that clear? Is that clear? Your response is very important. If you can't talk, just type in the chat box. Okay. So there's another. Okay. Before we start, we have to one more type. The last operator is sorry, last component is operator. There are so many no, not so many. There are two types of operator. Okay? There are two types of operator using in the programming language. First one is arithmetic operators. We use them for uh, calculate, just like they are performed on the numbers. They are performed on the number and outputs a number, just like in the simple mathematics. Just like in simple mathematics. just like we have we use addition. We use addition to add the numbers. Okay, we have use addition to add the numbers. So you can use addition. Addition. This is this we use addition mark. Okay, first mark we use to add the numbers, just like the simple method. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. Okay, and this is addition, and equal sign is special. This equal sign we use as a sign operator. Sign operator. A sign. 2 plus 1 is 3, and we can assign to x. Okay, we can use x, assign x, just like in mathematics. Okay? And there are subtraction, multiplication, division. You know that. Okay, these are simple things. Okay? And we use power, and there is a operator modulus. Okay? There are many more do operators. Those are dependent on the language. Okay, but sometimes we use those operators. Okay? Those are the uh, arithmetic operators. It performs action on numbers and output a number. Output number. Perform on numbers and output a number. These are the arithmetic operators. And another type is logical operators. Logical operators are used to compare values. So we compare two values, two or more values. Okay, two or more values. And these are the logical operators. And operator, or operator, not operator. We don't discuss them here, but in the next session, we discuss about we will do some practical things. Okay, then we can use those those operators. So then there we can use it, and we have operators. Those are the logical operators. Less than, or equals, and greater than, not equals. Okay? Those are also logical operators. Those are also logical operators. They we use to equals means we use we use uh, the symbol to compare. Okay, we use two equals mark, two equal sign used to compare. Means that x equals to 5. This is a comparison. That's a comparison. Okay, is that x equals to 5? Is that x equals to 5? Okay. X equal 5 means we assign the value. We assign the value 5 to the variable x. So we assign the value 5 to the variable x. Okay, this is a assign operator. If you use two equal sign, there's a not assignment operator. It is a logical operator called as equals means. Okay. 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 And for today, this we will meet in the next day. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask now. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Just put in the chat box. And then no any questions. Okay. Good. Okay. So If there are no, there are more many languages. Okay, we can yes, there is a lesson for app development. Okay, in the next week. Okay? But this is a fundamental program. We don't learn text-based language just like C, C Sharp, Java. We don't talk them in the fundamental programs. If you selected to the uh, computer engineering department, uh, uh, you can learn many more languages, and other departments also use the languages, but the languages depending on the purpose, okay, the department, okay, depending on the department of office. I think computer uh, engineering department, there are more languages to study. Okay. Okay. Are there any questions related to the session? Okay. Then you can leave now. Okay. If you there are, if you have more question, you can leave now.